Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in day 4 of the 5-star buff booster raid tournament with no greens. I'm going to feature my 5 raid flags with commentary, and I have not been doing the greatest this week in this tournament. I feel like I've been testing out too many things and it just hasn't been working, so I'm going to go back to my roots with 2 healers of 2 different colors, and then 3 power hitters in today's raid tournament. I am 11-4 on the week on offense. The defense has an A rating, which is a big reason why I decided to continue on with the gems, because I feel like I still have a very good shot at finishing top 1% because of how good the defense has been doing. So in today's battle, we are first going to go up against a stylish Richard tank team. They've also got Chitrangada, Richard, Lando, and Sadil over there on the right wing. We definitely need to change this team up here. So with my first flag, I'm going to bring my Rat Grub team here with Cleopatra, Ustad Anan, and Ruwan Zauki, along with Salome as another healer. When Rat Grub goes off, I will fire my other 3 specials, and that does a lot of damage. Let's see how this first flag goes today. Of course, not a great board to start. I feel like this has been a trend for me lately. I don't know why, but all right, let's start off with something that is going to tile dump, or I can move that yellow tile up and match 3 yellows next turn. You know what? Let's do that. Now, let's match the reds and purples in the middle, I think. Let's match the reds and purples over here on the right. All right, we're going to have at least our reds to get Salome activated so I can at least heal a little bit. And we'll get those astral beams, which will be nice. I really need some more yellows, though, so I'm going to match the 3 greens vertically up against Richard, the ones on the right. It's going to set a cascade of blues directly above. No yellows, of course. Let's match the yellows and blues over here to get a cascade of reds. Give me a yellow. God damn it. Let's match the 3 greens up against Richard. To get a couple yellows. Let's match the blues over here, set up the cascade of greens, and I can match the yellows next turn. If everybody's still alive, hopefully. Let's match the yellows now. It's going to give me Ruwan Zauki before everybody else, of course. Lando's going to go off, and so is Richard. That's going to be a lot of damage. And Ruwan Zauki is not going to be alive, so let's just use him right now. I'm going to match these purples, and then I can match the yellows next turn. And if my 3 yellows on the left can stay alive, I might be okay. Let's match these 3 yellows here. Oof. All right, let's use Rat Grub first, of course. And then Sadil is about to go off. Sadil is going to do damage to all, burn damage to all, and wither. I am going to use Ustad Anan right now. I'm going to hold off on using Cleopatra, I think, until after Sadil goes off. Just kidding, Sadil is dead. Let's use Cleopatra. That's going to kill Richard, and hopefully Chitrangada does not revive. Nice! Holy shit, I cannot believe I might come out with the win in this. Let's move this red dragon down so I can get Sadil back. And then we can just kill Lando with the astral beams. And Lando is dead, and we somehow came out with the win in that. And that was a terrible starting board, and I got no yellows for like, I don't know how many turns. All right, I'll take the win there. Next up, we're going to go up against a Vernex tank team. They've also got Sharif, that's Jawala, Gurik, and Duval. I am thinking about keeping the team the same here. Or do I want to bring in my fast speed blue team? You know what? Let's keep this same team. The fact that we came back from that was crazy. So I do have a cleanser to deal with the ice with Vernex, and we got a much better board this time around. Still not a great board, but a better board. All right. I'm going to start off with the 4 greens up against Gurik, I think. See if I can get a yellow somewhere in there. We did. Not in the right spot, but I can work with that. Let's hit the green dragon, actually. No. Let's match the 3 greens. I can match the 3 yellows on the bottom next turn. Or I could match the ones up against Gurik. Let's do that. Nice. All right, we're going to be able to get our yellows needed. Let's match the 3 yellows vertically up against Jawala. And then let's match just the 3 yellows horizontally up against Vernex to try not to set up Gurik. Cool. I do have a Dispeller with Ronzo Key, so it wouldn't have mattered too much, but let's use Rat Grub first, of course, and then I'm going to use Ronzo Key to dispel the counterattack and dodge from Duval. Nice. All right, of course, the cat revived. Let's use Cleopatra. And then let's use Ustad. This should kill Duval, Jawala, and maybe even Sharif and Gurik. Nice. Actually, didn't kill Duval. Let's hit this green dragon. That will kill Duval, and we'll just have Vernex left. Cool. All right. Let's just do some tile dumping here. I don't think I've matched a single red match this battle. That was the first set of mana that Salome got because of the damage, because of her passive. All right, let's match these reds here. That will give me Salome. Just kidding. Actually, we might get Salome special from this damage right here. Not quite. Just short. Let's hit the blue diamond. Don't set off Vernex again. Ugh. Okay, yellow tile will kill Vernex, but they're going to get revived, which is fine. Let's use Rat Grub, and then I'm going to use Salome and Cleopatra. And then let's use Ruan Zhao Qi, which will kill Vernex, although she might revive again. She didn't this time, and we are 2 for 2 now. Next up, we've got a Song Jiang tank team. They've also got Ruan Zhao Qi, Salome, Bartholomew, and Ustad Anand. I want to swap Salome and Cleopatra, and I'm going to put in the cleric version of Cleopatra so that I can potentially resist the silence from Song Jiang. So let's do that. Make sure I've got that defensive troop on her. I go back and forth. Actually, this is funny because Outfitter just came back again today, and a lot of people are taking Cleopatra, and a lot of people have asked if you should take the Cleric or Paladin talent path for her. And I honestly use both on offense depending on who I'm going up against, and because I'm going up against the Silencer, I want that potential to resist the silence. The Paladin is a better defensive hero with better stats, and you get that 25% defense up to 3 if that activates. So she has a 25% chance to activate the following effects from any damage at the end of each turn. You get 25% defense for 2 turns for 3. So I like to have the cleric version, the paladin version, when I'm not going up against a silencer or against any other enemies where the cleric will benefit. And obviously this does this time. All right, let's go into battle with this. Let me just make sure I have everything right here. Yes, sir. Here we go. I'm going to start off with the 3 blues horizontally up top. Then that will set a cascade of blues into the green, so we can do a little bit of tile dumping here. 1 yellow on that bottom left, and we got 1 more, okay. Next, let's match this green diamond with the purples here. Really gonna need to tile dump. Let's hit the green diamond. No, let's match the 3 yellows here. Rat Grub resisted the silence. Salome did not. Unfortunately. Let's hit the green diamond. That's going to set a cascade of reds and then a couple other stuff, I think, too, maybe. Give me some yellows. Come on, Small Giant. Let's match these 4 reds here. I can match some yellows next turn. How many more turns are you silenced for? 2 more turns. Ronzoki is about to go off and do some serious damage right now, though. Nice cascade with the yellows. Please do not silence Cleopatra or kill her. And Song Jiang is dead from that cascade. That is awesome. All right, everybody stay alive. Do not kill me with astral beams, please. Oh, that was close. Whew. All right, let's use Rat Grub first. And then I'm going to use Salome to remove a Fiends and half of the Mega Fiends. And then I'm going to use Cleopatra to cleanse. And then we're going to use Ronzoki to dispel and attack. And then we're going to use Ustad Anan, and we should have a couple dead enemies, probably. Bartholomew and Salome. And just kidding, everybody died from that extra damage from Rat Grub. And even with another trash board, we were able to come out with a win there. All right, next up, we are going to go up against a Bobo Sang tank team. All right, they've also got Chitrangada, Dominique, Vernex, and Sable. I am going to keep the team the same, although I might put in the Paladin version. Yeah, let's put in the Paladin version of Cleopatra. Move her back over here because she gives that defense up to 3. So let's put her back over here and put back in Salome. Where are you, Salome? Here you are. Okay. And we are good to go here. Let's start off with the red diamond, I think. Yeah. All right. I'm going to hit... did I say red diamond? I meant blue diamond. That was weird. Let's match the greens and reds in the middle, and then I'll probably hit that blue diamond next turn. Nice cascade. Nice cascade with the yellow diamond, and Bobo Sang is dead already. Nice. All right, before we use Ronzoki, I do want to get Rat Grub activated. So let's match the 3 yellows horizontally. If I match the yellows and purples, I might set off Dominique, which I don't want to do. All right, let's use Rat Grub first, of course. We're going to use Cleopatra, which will give me a buff to make the attacks stronger. Let's use Ronzoki to dispel and probably kill a couple. Maybe not. Dominique revived. Do I want to wait a turn to use Ustad for Dominique to come back? Yes, I do. And we got a yellow diamond as a cascade to kill Chitrangada. Of course, that yellow diamond went off, and I could have used Ustad. Cool. And more cascading. All right. Well, we got everybody back. Let's use Rat Grub, Cleopatra, see if we can kill Sable and Dominique. Nice. Let's use Ronzoki. That should kill Vernex, if not the extra damage will. And of course, they revived again. I'm going to hit the dragons up there, which is going to hit the purple diamond. Let's use Ustad. You know what? Let's wait 1 turn for an extra buff from Salome. Now let's use his star. And Vernex is dead, and we are 4 for 4 now. Next up, we've got a Glacivolt tank team. Fast mana speed. All enemies get minus 25% defense and a further minus 5% decrease. And all enemies get 738 frost damage. So not really concerned about that tank, honestly. They do also have Gardered, Wusong, Vernex, and Sharif. Gardered could be a little annoying because of the moth dust. That is going to definitely screw up the Rat Grub team here. So thinking about switching this up. And I am not concerned about that tank at all. So you know what? I might even bring in an Astral Dwarf and Woodland Fawn team to deal with Gardered. Do I want to do that? I do need to be careful about reds because of Wusong. And I cannot use any greens, obviously, in this tournament. Let's see what I have. When I reset here, go to Families, Astral Dwarves. I've only got one Astral Demon with Salome that's leveled right now. So I could use Orker, Salnus. So I've got 2 Dwarves. I could use Tamlin, Bard, and I would need one more Woodland Fawn. Ascian's only at 85. I could use Isidore. It's just 1 red. Do I want to go with this here? Let's take a look. You know what? Let's go with this. They've only got 1 moth, but I'm going to gain mana every single turn when that moth dust gets attempted on any of my allies. Quite a few purples here. Let's see how to maximize those. You know what? Let's start off with the purples and greens on that bottom left, so that one on the bottom doesn't get stuck out there. Let's match the purples up against Wusong now. Or, you know what? Let's set off the cascade of reds on the left. Gardered's going to go up early, which is fine. When she goes off, she's actually going to increase the mana of Isidore and Orker anyway because of the sleep that she casts. Let's match the 4 yellows here. I'm going to hit that yellow dragon, which is going to set off 2 cascades of the purples and the reds. It's going to give me Isidore and my purple specials, and we have Who's a Majigga as well. Why can I? Salnus. Could not remember Salnus' name. Alright, let's use Tamlin first, and then Bard. And let's see who's left. Everybody. Okay, let's hit Sharif with Salnus. It's going to silence Sharif, and the second hit went to Gardered. Let's use Isidore on Wusong for the main part, and then he's going to have those 8 extra attacks. Wusong is dead. Glacivolt is dead. Let's now... I want to match those 4 blues, but I also don't want to set up Vernex a turn early. Actually, I might even take Vernex 2 turns because of that negative mana generation. Let's match the 3 yellows over on the left. See if we can ghost some tiles. And actually, who's Majigga? Vernex is going to go off right now, so let's match those 4 blues. Nice cascade with the purples. And some more stuff. We got Salnus back. Let's see if we can silence Vernex. See where that second hit goes. And Sharif is dead. Cool. Let's ghost these purples over here. Maybe Vernex will die. Not quite. Now let's use Tamlin. And wait to see if we need to use Vard. And Vernex is going to revive again. Nice cascade with the reds. Let's ghost the 3 reds over here so I can get Isidore back. And let's see if this will kill off Vernex. And Vernex is dead for good, and we ended up going 5 for 5 today. Pretty smooth day, especially considering I had a couple really bad boards in my opinion. Showing in the top 5% right now from a leaderboard perspective, I'm ranked 5250, so right on the cusp of top 1%. So if I have another good day tomorrow, I am pretty confident that I can finish in the top 1%. Again, the defense is doing very well at an A rating. We started out at a B rating earlier in the week and have progressed to an A. I've got Vernex at tank, I've got Bartholomew and Marnie's on the wings, and then Salome and Ustad Anan on the flanks. 5-0 today, pretty nice, pretty happy with how that went. Let me know how your 5-star buff booster raid tournament is going so far this week, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. If you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.